Hello there, what is going on, YouTubers? I am currently staying at a somewhat futuristic looking sleep pod at Shenzhen Airport. Since unfortunately I missed my flight by around 2 hours, so had to pay around 100 Australian bucks to modify, to modify my ticket, and or to reschedule my flight. I paid around 100 Australian bucks for that, and yes, for this room it cost maybe more than 100 Australian bucks already. So in total, that adds up to around 200, more than 200 AUD, which means it once adds up, they pretty much equate to the price of another air ticket already. So basically, yeah, I lost 200 bucks, 200 AUD plus several hours of my life trying to raise up that gorgeous British posh lady I met at the Hong Kong Coins show a couple of days ago. So yeah, so you can say you can draw such conclusion that rationality can't compete with orgasm. It certainly holds true. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the sleep pod, and it has a ceiling that lets some light, some light penetrate, towards this pod, all the way, from the high ceiling of this entire airport. So yeah, had I chosen to chill and take a full day break at the hotel, I wouldn't, miss this flight. Yeah, so it's pretty shit, shit, and the stupid mistake I made. And though, yeah, it's unfortunately, it is still, yes, I consider it still a rather minor mistake. And though, yes, it did cause me quite a world of hurt, physically speaking. I had to carry my luggages, my bags, for several kilometers. And yeah, though luckily I got some help, from the subway station staffs and blah blah blah. But yeah, that certainly qualifies for another video in the future. Yeah, so Jesus Christ. Yeah, so for the moment I'm going to chill a little bit more. Just wait for meal time. Wait for another chow time. Then I shall grab myself some food. Maybe likely some fried rice and stirred fried vegetables such as cauliflower, well, in case they have some, and maybe some carrots, some tofu, yeah, etc. Blah blah blah. So yeah, yeah, I don't really plan to go outside my sleep pod and and sit in the so-called lobby of this accommodation facility. Um, yeah, or I should say, a rather, a kind of, a sort of, camping, camping site, right inside, you know, Shenzhen International Airport. Yeah, so long story short, I missed my flight. I had to pay around, another 200 AUD to reschedule my flight to tomorrow at 12:50 p.m. at local Shenzhen time. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah, it hits. It did cost me some money and some time and a world of hurt in terms of physically laborious work and pain and exhaustion, yeah, to say the least. So, but nevertheless, so long as I can make my way back to my grandma's flat in one piece and can continue to stay there for as long as I need to, then what else can I complain about? Aside from my severe depression and other hardships, blah blah blah. But in any regards, yeah, thank you very much again for tuning in and watching. And yeah, consider hitting that like at the right hand side of this video, and please consider subscribing and checking out my Buy Me a Coffee page for exclusive content and knowledge about collection of silver coins, in particular, and antique Chinese and Japanese silver coins, blah blah blah. Yeah, so until next time, if God's still willing, stay out of trouble and stay far from weak. Thank you again for tuning in and watching and listening to my videos, blah blah blah. So yeah, take care, stay safe, bye, cheers, amen.